our personalities are, let's check and define what really is personality and how we can develop it. Okay. May I call on, let's have Lucille. Would you mind reading this, please?
Personality defined Latin word persona, which refers to a theatrical mask worn by performers in order to either project different rules or disguise their identities. As its most basic, personality is the characteristic patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that make a person unique.
Okay, thank you very much, Lucille. So the word personality with the root word persona is actually a Latin word that referred to the theatrical masks, yung parang mask that they exchange or move or removed every now and then, which represented different disguises or different identities in theater. So doon nag-start yung word na personality or persona, no? Now, in regular definition, personality are the characteristics where our feelings, thoughts, emotions, ideas all are put together. And personality is not, I wouldn't say accurate in a sense na there is no one personality na nung bata ka, yun ang personality mo hanggang pagtanda mo, it's the same persona that you have. We change over time. No, as we go along our years when we were younger to now that we are more mature, our personalities have actually changed. So personality is the study that focuses on two things: understanding individual differences and understanding how various parts of a person came together as a whole. So meron siyang internal and external factor. Yung internal is how did we come about, paano tayo naging ganito? Okay? Paano tayo naging emotional, paano tayo naging lion, paano tayo naging beaver, paano tayo naging malambing like golden retrievers. So that's the personality that we have. But there are also other personalities that we have na galing naman sa labas. And these things, the external factors, all contribute to who we are now. So my question for everybody, while we are in the spirit of checking what our personalities are, can you give me at least two things na nung bata ka, let's say 10 years ago, no? When you were younger, ano yung personality mo 10 years ago sa anong personality mo ngayon? So look back, try to remember, how were you 10 years ago versus how are you now? I would actually probably ask nga, how were you 2 years ago pre-pandemic, no? Pero baka yung iba masyado pang, that would be too close to try to remember. So lakihan natin yung yung gap 10 years ago. How were you 10 years ago and how are you now? Ano yung differences sa inyong personality?
Okay, ma'am? Two personalities, no, from 10 years ago is one is being afraid or something like an introvert personality, because I'm always have fear in facing, talking with other peoples, especially in schools, where there are recitations, oral recitations, and participations during classes. And then the second one is being childish. Sometimes in our childhood years, we used to watch animes, and then something like that, and then doing some things that is not necessarily yung hindi na gagagawa ng mga matured people ngayon. So I think
So
that's the two things na nakao na.
So that was you 10 years ago, but of course naiba na ngayon.
Yes, ma'am.
Oo.
But
Alright,
there,
so, Ano ka na ngayon? What are you now?
Ah, ongoing pa rin, ma'am.
Ongoing. Okay. So pero may improvement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Gradually.
may improve. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Wendell. Sige. Call on the next. I'd like to hear other people kung paano nila na-evaluate ang sarili nila. Kasi alam mo na yung personality mo ngayon. Lion ka, beaver, otter, or ano, isa golden retriever. Pero ano ka kaya dati? Sige, tawag ka Wendell. Call on another person, please.
Ano na lang, ma'am? Si Ma'am Jerilyn?
Okay, Jerry Lynn.
Hello po, ma'am. Sir, good morning. Thank you, Sir Wendell. Oh, when, 10 years ago, there are a lot of changes. More mature, more specific na, especially nga, I have a family, I have children, so very specific na yung mga needs, yung plans ba.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, kung anong darating, parang okay lang, ganito, ganyan. Pero these days that, especially na may mga children na, so dapat more specific na yung mga kailangan mo. And then, kailangan ma-achieve mo talaga yung mga goals mo for your children.
Oh, okay. So, mas determined na. Yun na yung personality mo ngayon. Mas determined na.
Yes po.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sherilyn. And Ginger. What did you want to share, Ginger?
10 years ago, ma'am, yung confidence ko is very low and I'm really afraid to try. So ngayon, I've realized that I should try everything. Kasi pag hindi mo tinry, mas may nasayang ka.
Mm-hmm.
At least you know your capability at saka ano yung potential mo. And number 2 is yung dati gusto ko dapat ito yung gagawin ko. It's not pala na dapat, kumbaga pa, dati meron akong dapat perfect. Ngayon hindi. Dapat you go through kung ano yung para talaga sa'yo. I-try mo, gawin mo ano yung pwede mong gawin. Pag hindi siya para sa iyo, ma'am, ang isang bagay, another doors will open. Dati kasi madali lang ako ma-frustrate, madali lang ako magalit. Ngayon, any negativity around me or any trials, I always thank God for that trials and for that like failures, kasi it will leading me because I believe that another doors, another opportunity will open. Dati hindi ko yan naiisip, ma'am. So ngayon mas nilawakan ko pa, at saka pag hindi ka mag-dwell sa negativity, ma'am, masaya ka, nakakatulog ka ng mahimbing, and the people around you, parang nakakahatag ka ng positivity sa bawat isa po.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much, Ginger. But that's true, no? If positivity really makes a lot of difference, which we will discuss later on. But thank you, Ginger, for sharing. Kasi tama yung opportunity na ngayon, pag mas matanda ka na, medyo parang you wanna try all. Kasi parang life is short. Ganun yung motto natin. No? Parang life is short, lalo na nung nagka-pandemic. We were all, parang 2 years ago, we were all doing our own thing. Kanya-kanya, parang we weren't really taking care of everything. We were all busy doing our own thing. And di ba sabi nila, there are 3 things that the pandemic taught us, no? That health is precious, family is important, and that the only thing that's ultimate is really God. Kasi even the rich people, di ba, natamaan din sila ng pandemic. Even walang pinipili ang pagkakaroon ng pagkakasakit. And there are only three things that's important. God, our health, and family at the end of the day. So yun, di ba? Yung nangyari noon sa pandemic was also something that changed our own personalities. Therefore, we go to what really constitutes, ano ba ang nagpapabago ng personality natin? No? Marami nagtataka, paano ba nagagawa ang personality? Number 1 is through genetics. No? Personalities, as they explained, is part of our personality is genetics. We inherited our personalities from our parents. So if your parent is a bit, let's say, timid, mahiyain, or very, soft-spoken, maaring na mana mo yung factor na yon. Or if your parent is a type A personality, let's say you have a doctor or a parent who is, what do you call this? An achiever. So maaring part of your DNA is achiever ka rin. No? So that's one reason why you are what you are now, because of genetics. Second is personality traits that happened your experiences nung childhood. That can alter your personality of different years. For example, you got bullied when you were in high school. Diba? When you got bullied back in high school, you may have a personality. It can only be two things. You may get scared easily when you become an adult, or parang magkakaroon ka ng inferiority complex, or maaring you become a bully yourself. Diba? So that can really alter your personality. Another factor can be if you grew up not having a comfortable life. Nung bata kayo, parang mahirap ang buhay. Alam mo yon, you grew up with your parents trying to find food to bring to the table. Na nung lumaki ka, mas napapahalagahan mo ang gamit mo. Mas maingat ka. Kasi alam mo kung ano ang karamdam nung wala. No? So that's a different, again, that's another factor in what you are today. The third reason why who you are today is also the environment. No? So, maaring you grew up in the Philippines where everything is more relaxed. But at the same time, malaki ang pagpapahalaga sa family. Kaya magagalang ang mga Pilipino, malalambing ang mga Pilipino, at lubos na we want to take care of our family members, our parents, because that's how our environment is. Versus personalities who grew up in the States or abroad, where they're a bit liberal. No? So their personalities are stronger. They decide to leave their parents in nursing homes. They're not too attached to their parents. So that becomes how they are. No? Distinct properties of personalities. What happens if you have distinct properties? There are three things personalities. Some personalities reflect individual differences. No, some are introvert, some are extrovert, some are outgoing, some are sociable, and all these personalities can be the same but different at the same time. So isang tao na pareho kayong outgoing, okay? Merong ganun eh. Pareho kayong outgoing, pero yung isa hindi siya masyadong outspoken. Pag sinabi nating outgoing, is you like going out, you like mingling, but your characteristic is you don't speak up. You just like socializing. Versus another person who's outgoing, na lahat ng nasa isip niya, binabanggit din niya. So these are personality that reflects the individual differences also. Like Ginger. Ginger is very outspoken, no? Versus, I would say, Aisha. Aisha, what was your score? Anong personality mo?
Nasa letter G po.
G ka. So golden retriever. So mas malambing ka, no? Mas loyal ka. Tama ba?
Yes po, ma'am. Faith. Oo. Medyo, oo.
Ayan. Ayan. So those are distinct personalities. Next is personalities can be consistent and enduring. They do not change easily. No, personalities do not change easily. Hindi siya nagpapalit in the snap of a finger. Ako, when I was younger, I would say I was more extrovert. No? Mas ma-PR ako dati. Pero nung tumanda ako na yung mas gusto ko sa bahay na lang. I don't really mingle. Minsan, I decline invitations, ayokong lumalabas, nahahassle ako. Back in the day, my personality, gusto ko bongga ang damit. You know, I had this picture, I wanted all designer clothes. You know, I had to wear high heels at work. Hindi ako nagpapayong kasi panira ng forma ang payong. That was my personality before. Ngayon, kailangan ko na magpayong. Kailangan na may cover ang aking ulo. Kailangan naka-SPF kasi sa ultraviolet rays, di ba? Dahil nakakatanda na ang init ng araw. See? There was that change in my personality. It's consistent, and there are traits that are consistent. You start as a young person until you're older. Traits like you're very malambing, traits like you're loyal, traits like you're assertive. These are traits that can actually be consistent. And that can be enduring. No? When we say enduring, habang tumatagal, hindi nawawala. And another property of personalities are it can also change because of the environment, no? Or certain factors in your life. For example, yung pandemic, diba? Naiba ang priorities natin sa buhay. Na-prioritize natin na instead of pagpayaman, quality of life. Diba? Kung tayo ay naging isang ina, nabuntis tayo, parang was it Lucille or si Jerilyn, who mentioned na, I think it was it Jerilyn? Nag-mention na when you're a parent, tama ba? Naiiba ang priorities mo.
Yes,
Jerilyn,
yes.
ilan ulit ang kids mo?
2, ma'am. I have 4 years old and 2 years old.
Oh, diba? And lahat ng priorities mo yon revolve around them. Oh, so that's your personality. That became your new personality. Na kapag nung dalaga ka, wala kang pake, you keep partying. Ngayon, dahil may asawa, ang priority mo ngayon, asawa mo. No? And these are properties of personality that can change. Okay? So again, as a recap, no, distinct properties of personalities, they reflect individual differences. Personalities can be consistent and enduring. And third, personalities can change. Okay? So these are just some of the things that we want to know.